Okay, so sorry, my eyes just look like crazy in this lighting. So I'm gonna start training next week for the Bar Mexicana. Can hear like a lot going on right now. There's like music playing. I think from a neighbor or a car. Now it's gone, I think. And then I can hear. But whatever. Look at this cat. I don't know if you could see, like, with the salt shaker or pepper next to it. I got a picture of it. It's super cute. I really need to go on a walk. I also really need to take a shower, but I feel weird, like I need to kill time before I start training, but I also like want to see people and do all these things, but don't want to do any of the things. It's kind of reminding me right now of how like we have this tree, but we don't want the lights on all the time because it takes too much power. So my cousin keeps like turning it off, which I get. Plus it'll kill your tree, so like the lights and the heat, you know, help wear and tear it, you know, so if you want it to last better, I guess. I thought it was so interesting too because let me see the stream of it. There's a lot to it, but there always is. But like I'm supposed to be out by the new year, which is January, but I feel like I might need an extension. So I won't quite have it all figured out by then. I just feel like it's too quick. 1 month. Oof. But then I was like, well, what if I just use the technicality that in Chinese astrology the new year is like in February. So boom, give myself 1 more month. And then on that technicality of the new year, there you go, and Chinese rules. And then I realized it's also going to be the year of the dragon, which is the Chinese most like favorite sign. Every new year they do like Chinese dragon floats, you know. And it's going to be the year of the dragon. And then I was telling this to my like nephew, second cousin, whatever, something. He's like gonna be 11. But right, he's gonna be 11. Yeah, so trippy. It's just the number 11 too. But and he is the year of the dragon. I was telling him this, and he was like, "Oh, I'm the year of the dragon," and I was just like, "That's even funnier." And then I'm looking at Chinese astrology, and apparently the Aries, which I am, is the year of the dragon, which I just, or like it is associated with the dragon, which I just thought was so cool. And then I'm a year of the rooster, which is like Virgo, and I'm a rising Virgo. They even said though, like for roosters, it's kind of interesting because they're a little louder than Virgo. I mean, that depends though, because Virgos can be loud, for sure. And like very communicative. I don't know. all of them associated I thought was really funny. Sagittarius is a rat. Scorpio is a pig. Okay. Aquarius is a tiger. Very cool stuff. Pisces, rabbit. Taurus, snake. Capricorn, ox, obviously. Gemini would get the horse. Cancer's a goat. I think it's cool that I can remember like pretty much most of them, all of them right now, because they just seem to make some sense. Leo, monkey. Who am I missing? I think I did them all. There you go. Out of order, which is even better if you ask me. Sorry if I missed one. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh, that's weird. And I just saw this time plagues me. And it's funny because it used to be fucking 12/12. Which is just a cool number, but then I also thought it was somebody's birthday, but it's not. I think that's when the new moon is too. There's a new moon in Sag or something on this December 12th, I think. Yeah. And it's gonna be like conjunct something or something. When Mercury goes retrograde maybe or something like that. I don't know. But it seemed interesting. Or when Saturn goes direct in Pisces. I don't know, something like that. I haven't mastered the astrology, obviously, but I still look into it a lot. And then, but like I just saw 1202, which has been haunting me, and it's like, it reminds me of my ex because it's his birthday, which is coming up this Saturday, the 2nd, which my nephew, cousin, who I was just saying is Zir the Dragon, is celebrating his birthday on the 2nd, even though it's actually the 4th, just because it's a Saturday. And yeah, and you know, I always want to be like, what's up, X? No, but, like, yeah, X is just Twitter now. You just tweet them things that are dumb and toxic. No, I'm just kidding. It's like the tweet. No. Now I see his time, obviously. I mean, they're 2 minutes apart. This is where I just start looking into things too much, but I don't fucking care at the same time. Like, it's gotten me this far. It's just how I roll now. I don't know if it's legit, but it's how I roll. So, and I feel like that's what it comes down to in the end, too. Like, whatever works for you, whatever literally floats your boat, that becomes real for you. Kind of like how people look at Santa Claus, you know. And his initials are like Santa Claus. I've said this, but you know, I'm gonna take it back now. Just kidding. I could just be seeing things I think about too is a problem. Oof, my hair is so greasy. I know, I need to take a shower, and I have jitters from coffee. And the problem is there's still coffee in the pot, and I could just drink it all and go crazy, but I'm not gonna do that. I was gonna take a shower, but I kind of just want to go on a walk while it's warm, because, you know, it's winter, so I only have like 2 hours before it gets cold. I wonder if that's part of like the Sagittarius go-go, because it's like you have to go now before the sun goes down. There's always like this panic, like the sun's gonna go down. And then maybe you get into like Pisces and you just don't give a fuck anymore. Like, yeah, sun, who needs it? I'll just stay in bed all day. Dream. No, I don't. I'm gonna stop talking astrology. I could just ramble about it for a long time, but then I'll get lost. I've been meaning to like do things, but maybe also using the cat as an excuse to like, every time it goes on my lap, or just be's cute. I'm like, well, that's all I'm doing now. I'm stuck in cat lap land. His eyebrows too. We're trying to grow them out, but you know, this is why I just keep wanting to get bangs, get rid of this, and just, you know, kind of hide the eyebrows and, you know, good to go. I'd have to fix the roots though, but I'm liking the root look. And I do like the contrast, and I like having like my naturalness there. I need to eat. I don't know why, like, going till noon without eating is just like a cool thing to me. Like, yeah, we did it. My friends think this too. It's too easy to have eating disorder tendencies. It's too easy. I don't know why. Just the fact that I can drink coffee too and just suppress my appetite, and it's just like a little reward. Like, oh yeah, I didn't eat. I didn't waste food. I'm saving money, and I need to stay skinny. You know, it's just always subtly on the mind, which is annoying. Body image, how I look, how I sound, all of it. It's annoying. But it's whatever. I'm all excited about this new shampoo and conditioner I got. And it's like, it doesn't have a gender really. It's just like a eucalyptus thing, which reminds me of where I was in California because I had eucalyptus. And that was like literally one of the things me and my friend bonded on. The person that I met in LA that introduced Mendo to me. Like, we bonded over this lotion I had that had eucalyptus in the smell, and she loved it, and it reminded her of this Northern California place. Which is funny, and so now I have the conditioner eucalyptus, which I just think is, I felt like it was like clarifying too, because I feel like I need something clarifying because I have like a buildup. Right now I just have grease, but I just feel like there's product buildup in my hair because I've always had to like feel like put a lot in it because it's like just thick and curly. Still afraid this job isn't gonna work out, but I think it is. It's gonna be fine, and you know I had that Casablanca sign and stuff, and the mermaid thing's cool, and I think hopefully it'll just work and be cool, and I can meet cool people, and it'll be cool, hopefully. And I'll place by Grand Central, and that'll be that, and everything will be great, or something, where it'll just be good, and it'll all work out, and it won't be miserable. The worst case scenarios in my head, they start to like become very reality. Like the reality is it's gonna suck and everything's gonna suck and it's gonna be really hard. It might be too hard, but you might just pull through, but it'll suck. Like, which is kind of how I think of winter, but and the holidays, and I'm just trying to like snap out of that. And what's cool is I was totally thinking that about Thanksgiving, and then it just wasn't like that. And I didn't even like try to stop thinking that way either. Like, I just had it pretty like accepted in my head that it might just really suck and you can just survive it somehow, and you might have to go to the liquor store and grab 2 max little bottles of like vodka, and then I just didn't. I was like really cool. That was good, even though through a great portion of it, like, I just was talking to this person that was like definitely frustrating. But it's weird because they just, you know, they really do just have a lot of anxiety and overthinkingness and like their own trauma. And I do understand that and get that. I do. It just annoys me, the pretentiousness, you know? But that's something also that is taught and learned through trauma in Connecticut and rich people. But, you know, it's not their fault. It is, but it's not. It's not. I get it. A lot of my head, too, is just, like, trying to, like, cope with people and their weird coping. That can just feel really off-putting. Like, everybody's just a burden to bear. But no, and that's not true either, because people are really interesting and enlightening, and they help you with you. Which sounds really vain, but like the mirror thing. me and my friend were talking about something, and she just got this tattoo of a mirror, and then I just kept being like, mirror gang. And then my nephew, cousin kid that I was talking about, You're the Dragon, who's going to be 11. It's 12, 11. And then he came in one day with just like this long chain of paper clips that were like pastel colors, which I thought was super cute. And then he made it into this thing for this drawbridge for this castle that we made for the cat. I'm trying to show you. I wish I could like switch the side of the phone version of this mirror, but I don't know how to, so I'm gonna try and keep doing this. Okay, let's see. The dog blanket's just in there. Makes sense for this cat. I don't know if you saw that, but I don't know how to do the drawbridge right now either. Only he knows how to do it. I love his name too, but I'm not gonna give it away right now. Kitty! That cat is Maya, but I was calling her Kitten for the longest time, but she's getting bigger now. She's not quite a kitten. And I mean, we also like to call her Satan, but not because, you know, you don't want to offend people. And Demon Kitty. And then Honey Badger, which just cracks me up also. Because the kid's actual dad, you know, liked this Honey Badger viral video, and so does his stepdad now. And we call the cat Honey Badger because she doesn't give a fuck. But her name is Maya. And then I also decided I want to call her like Mayawaska, because I was reading this article about ayahuasca, and she's pretty crazy like that. She's just crazy and a little evil. Like she might bite your face as she's purring. I mean, that's a lot of cats, but you know. And she's got all the personalities. But she's sweet. She's playing with her tail now. Did you see that little jump? Hopefully. I guess I'll say I did try to make a little videos of it too, but it snowed while it was like the sun was out, and then I just walked in it and it was so beautiful, and I haven't really seen snow much, so it was big. And then I was like, oh, I haven't seen the snow in years, but which is kind of true, but not in a way. I did randomly see it in Northern California for a little bit, which is crazy because it doesn't really do that there. It was like a very rare thing kind of that happened randomly. And then I remembered that when that happened, it was like a special time too. It was like the next day we found out that our friend had passed away. Should I say their name? You know. Yeah, I'll say BB, but yeah. But and yeah, it was just a trippy time. It was such a trippy time. When it snowed, I didn't realize that it had happened yet, so I wonder if it was that day or not, and then we found out the next day or what. Maybe, yeah. Because I do feel like the news would travel fast, but I don't know. Either way. And oh, it's just such a funny time. Basically what happened is our mutual friend of BB's, this guy, was in town, already going to this other funeral. I thought maybe that's why he was in town, because normally he was like in LA after being in like rehab for the same drug that she passed away for, I think. I don't really know that. Do not quote me on that. Now I'm not going to be able to use this video at all. I mean, if not, it was like a struggle we were all dealing with, you know, is the thing. Or a lot of us were, you know. It's interesting too, like when you're all kind of somehow connected, like even if one does it, you know, I don't know. It's like in the circle. I don't know. But they came for this other funeral, which I think had to do with drinking. Because they were young too. His cousin that passed away, Gregory. And so I was just like, oh, let this be a sign to you. This whole not eating much because you are self-conscious about your weight, and then like drinking too much because, you know, you're just stressing yourself out and whatever and sad, is a bad equation that could create liver failure earlier than you even realize if you're not careful. And the other drugs and all of it. And so they were in town. I was upset with them already because they always do this thing where they like all of a sudden talk to me and are interested in me just to hook up with me, and then they hook up with me and then they disappear like that, like boom. And it's pretty obvious just because they like emotionally can't handle shit, and they're kind of, it's like very cowardly, you know, but but it's funny because I generally consider them much braver than me, you know, like they can climb super tall redwood trees and I could not. I'm too scared. But they're all like, oh, that doesn't scare me. Like, it's interesting how you can look at things differently of bravery. But so they're in town, and I find out this thing about our friend that just passed away, BP, and I'm like in this store walking around, and I'm mad because I find out that he's in town and he's not hitting me up, and I'm like having a freak out in the store, and then all of a sudden he hits me up and pops out. Now I'm freaking out even more in the store. And I get this red beanie, which is like a big deal to me. And I have this makeup on that I already did for like BB, and like realizing that she was like gonna pass away, I thought I was gonna see my friend Maury. So I just do like this subtle, sad, gothic kind of like eyeliner, but just on the bottom, and make it like kind of like a sad dog kind of look. And I just thought it looked really cool. And we meet up because he wants to make amends and apologize. And then we're talking about our friends and people we know dying, and like him getting sober, and then, you know, he just all of a sudden is like tries to make out with me as I'm leaving the car. It's so good. And then he's almost like, you know, you don't want to hook up. And then we just hook up randomly in this cabin that used to be his room, that it became my room. I like light these random candles even though my room is a mess, like it always would be. And then he just leaves to go see his family. So he just does the same thing that he always does, that he was just apologizing to me for. And then we joked about that too, but he was like, oh, I guess I'm doing the same thing I was just apologizing for. I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll just have to come back and apologize to me again. Because, you know, I like him, but I hate him also. And it's been the whole thing has always been weird and goofy like that. It really always has. If I were to like track the whole history of it, it would be so ridiculous. But that's what I like about it too. It's just life. And then so he leaves, and I just and I'm already talking to this other guy, and I was already hooking up with this other guy. So I felt bad, but we weren't in a relationship. I kept saying, we're not, but I felt bad because I'd already hooked up with this other guy that morning. I had, and then hooked up with him, and then was sad and alone, and my friend had just died, and I just told him that. I was like, come back and hang out with me. And he was like, well, meet me in town. And I was like, okay, because he was gonna like go to the bar or something, I don't know. And yeah, I think because I didn't really want to be in the room anyway, because it was already like so weird. So then I'm like, alright, yeah, because I was supposed to meet him in town, and I didn't want to get caught, like, yeah, even though I just immediately told him the truth. Well, a couple days later, something like that. I couldn't immediately tell him the truth, it would have been too weird. But so I go to meet him in town and not get caught being in my place when I should be in town. And it had been raining, and all of a sudden I go to my car and it's snowing, and I was like, whoa, oh my god. And they said maybe, and we were like, yeah, right. And then there it was, like, legit snowing, and I'm legit brushing like a good amount of snow off of my car to try and get in and go to town. And I'm in shock too, because I'm like, what? It's actually snowing right now. I'm actually brushing snow off my car right now. And it just amazed me. And then I go to get in my car and drive to town, which I think I can do. Suddenly realizing I can't, because it like really was just snowing a lot, so I couldn't see shit. And I'm going down the driveway which is a pretty crazy driveway, thinking like, are you really gonna be able to do this? You like really can't see. But I was just like, yes, because I just really needed to get out. Really need to meet him. I really don't want to get caught. I really was in a weird way. And I was really afraid that I was going to be stuck there if I didn't go and get to town. So I was like, no, this is a mission I need to do. But like literally barely down the road, I have to pull over. And I can barely pull over because I can barely see. And I'm like, no, we're not dying tonight because of this. Like, you're going to have to accept that you're not going to make it. And I was pretty scared too, because all of a sudden I was just like, are we gonna die right now? Because I literally couldn't tell where I was on the road. I'm like, and it's a very windy road, kind of on the cliffs in the redwoods. And I'm like, I can't tell where on the road I am. It's bad. And I could barely pull over. And I'm not even far from the driveway. Like, at least I quickly realized, like, no, we're gonna die. And I literally had to get out with my phone as my flashlight to see back to the driveway. And then I just kind of had to, like, in the middle of the road, kind of like just visualize how to get back onto the driveway and stuff. And like, I'm like in my little, and it's all slippery, and there's like a legit coating of snow on the ground. And I'm like kind of like tiptoeing in it in my like cute little boots or sneakers that aren't very snowproof. And it doesn't snow. I didn't even really have good rain boots. And it was just like, yeah, the walking, tiptoes splashing in this snow. And it was really beautiful though, but just wild. And at first I thought maybe I'd have to leave my car stuck on the side of the road. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it back to the driveway, even though it wasn't far. Just like the whole process of turning around and getting back to it. And the problem is I can't see, so even if it's not that far, if you can't see, you can't see. But I did make it just barely. I was just like, okay, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. And as I was, going by, someone did come by and was like, they had to wait for me to like do my turnaround process, and they were looking at me like, you good? And I was like, yes, I'm okay. I'm just going like right there to this driveway, because like the snow really was just crazy, and I had this small little car, this tiny little Honda Del Sol. I mean, it's like practically on the ground, my friend's little kid was like 2, could just like walk right in it, you know. And it's like a toy car, but I do love it. And it was like all messed up. Like I was constantly having to add water to it or coolant to it because there was leaks galore, and I was like, every time I drove I had to refill it with stuff. So it didn't last much longer after this, actually. I had just gotten it working again, and then it just still had leaks. It was such an old, it was like a 93 like me. All red. Yeah. With the little rosary kind of cross hanging from the mirror, which I thought was cool. It came like that. So I always thought, like, okay, God is looking out for me in this car, which I needed because I was a new driver and so many weird events like that. But anyway, so I realized I can't make it, and then I have the other guy come back, and then, you know, we hang out, and he's trying to be nice. He's trying to be all nice and sweet to me because he knows I'm sad about my friend dying. And little does he know, I just randomly also hooked up with this other guy, and then we hook up again. So I hooked up with this guy in the morning, and then this other guy in the afternoon, and then the same guy from the morning again at night. And it was very weird. So, and it was kind of like, what? It was a really weird time. Really, really was. And it was crazy too, because it was like, I think he had someone he knew died first. Maybe. Or they didn't die. They just almost died. Like, they tried to like blow themselves up, but like survived in this room, and they were like recovering. But at first everybody thought they died, and then it was like, oh no, actually they're recovering. They made it. Which was super trippy. And I can't remember if that happened before or after my person died. I think maybe. And then he just kept having people. It was like every week someone else he knew died. It was just, I was like, oh, this person died. It was just like a lot of death just happened. Just so much. It was crazy. It was just like death after death after death after death. It really was insane. Like, this girl we knew died also of the like liver failure and drugs, same kind of vibe. And she was young too, and like she had been seeing this guy that was also our friend, and he passed away a month to the day after she died, because you know he was also grieving the loss of her, his like girlfriend, that, and they were like in love, and they were talking about getting married. I think, yeah, right before he died, they were talking about like getting married. It was really cute. They were like so cute, and they were like homeless together, and just really cute. And then yeah, he died a month to the day afterwards. While we were all at this festival, and that was really crazy, and the whole town was very sad about it. And it was crazy how he died too, because he fell off this cliff, which is this beautiful point that we all would hang out at in Mendo, overlooking the ocean. It's like this big, beautiful hangout spot, and now he has his own little grave there. Not to mention his actual grave at the cemetery too. It's just like this beautiful spot at this graveyard overlooking the town and the ocean, and it's like amazing. And yeah, it was just so trippy. And it's trippy too, because so then right after that funeral and everything, I come here to Connecticut, and there's this walk at St. Mary's by the water, and I go, and as I'm going to it, I always pass Quinlan Avenue, which makes me think of him because of his name. And then come to find out, my dad used to grow up on that street with his parents, like way back in the day, my grandparents. Which, yeah, it's really trippy too. I didn't even know that. Thought that was so trippy. And they're like, yeah, we used to call that house Quinlan, the Quinlan house, like Quinlan Ave, on the corner of Quinlan. Like, so crazy. So trippy. But I don't know if you heard all that because I'm mumbling, but I can't help it. I'm trying not to. And I'm a loud talker too, so it's funny. Definitely, I think I might. And again, I might be repeating all this. I wish I could have it in like a more concise story mode where I don't have to keep repeating the same dumb little synchronicities that I'm obsessed with. But you know what? This is what you get. This is what I get. This is how we're rocking and rolling. Bear in mind, I'm so broke right now. I barely have any like beauty products. And I am just excited to get some shampoo and conditioner. Again, I mean, I had something, but it was like 2-in-1 shampoo conditioner, which I generally don't do well with a 2-in-1 hair product thing like that. So yeah, I think that's my rant for the video of today, of right now. The problem is once I start going, I almost feel like I can't stop, I get like this comfortability to it all of a sudden, and then I'm like afraid to stop it. Which is a lot of what I do too. Like I'm afraid the transitions of stuff is like, really hard for me. My dad said that since I was a kid. I'm just getting really stuck on what I'm doing. Ooh, it's starting to get windy now too. I really just want to like be outside and experience warmth, and then I just keep having a hard time getting myself out of the house to enjoy the warmth while it's warm, and then boom, and then it's too cold. Winter for you. I need to get better with it because I need physical activity in the outside and sun. Like I really, really do. I need to do it. It's really tricky for me. I don't know why. It just is. It's tricky. Like there's all these clouds and windiness now. It's like, oh, I should have done this 2 hours ago. That would have been probably better. And now it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm procrastinating here. I just get out there before it gets too cold. Okay, so yeah. Seeing as I'm saying that, the cat sees my light. Oh, and that guy that I was telling you about, and that was like his best friend, Quinn, too. That was like one of his best friends that he grew up with. His name is written on the very beginning of the walk trail of St. Mary's by the water here that I go on. It's just written in cement. Someone just did that on the sidewalk at the beginning. I have a picture of it too, but it's so trippy. I don't know if it's always been there or if it was recently added. I would have thought I would have noticed it before. So I thought that was really crazy too. And it's funny too because this job I'm taking, one of the signs I used was Casablanca because I randomly saw about an interview for it, and I'm looking for the place, and it happens to be at this Mermaid Oyster Bar, one of their sister restaurants. I was saying this. That was next to this Casablanca hotel in New York. And Casablanca, he thought was cool too because he likes that movie. When I told him that, he would keep quoting it to me, kind of, sort of, and he saw it as a date with this other person that he was like gonna get married to, Alexandra, who, I'm messing with the cat with the light, is Venezuelan, and this job I've been working at, they're Venezuelan. But I'm trying to get this other job. Yeah, and when I left, I'm going on the plane, they take me to the airport. It's like goodbye. It's all like sad and emotional. It really was really trippy. And he like quotes that if you don't get on that plane, you're gonna regret it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. I was just like, okay. But it was cute. And then, yeah, they all go down this escalator, my friends and him, and we salute each other randomly, which was really cute. And then I go on the plane. And then when I come to New York and I sit in Bryant Park, which is hopefully where this job's going to be at, which is where I used to work, this guy is playing this piano in the park. And he's playing As Time Goes By from Casablanca. And I was just like, oh my god, that's just so funny. So, and it's a movie I made after Ilsa, just to keep you up. I'm gonna keep talking about this in these videos, but for people that don't see other ones, you know, I'll try and keep your confusion as confusing as possible. Hints of clarity, lots of confusion. Welcome to my life. I really like that Clarity song. I've like always been like, I'm gonna kid. I always like the name Claire, but it's gonna be like Clarity because I like that word. And then like, oh, they'll give me Clarity, and then like Claire for short. And like, this is my genius plan. So I better have a kid. I was kidding. And they better be cool, and beautiful. The ramble's gotta stop somewhere, right? It's just like, I'm like, no, it's gonna be a 30-minute video, and it's closer to an hour, or definitely an hour every time. But at least I draw the line in an hour. Like, but I feel like it's just an hour of the same rant every time. It's just like, why? Because I just keep having the same issues. It's like, and that's how it feels too. It's just like, it's just like this fucking circles, man. Fucking. So yeah, I mean, maybe we can. They have an Alice in Wonderland clock here too, which I just love. I love that Alice in Wonderland clock. She's technically the mom, so she should have it, but here we are. And he spray painted mom in the backyard. Did I say that in the video? It's so... life is full of magic. It's pretty crazy, and it's like you get scared to believe in it, but you gotta believe in it. And I think that's why people are scared of power and magic, and like we make it taboo. Because I said this once, I had like this like clarity of it. I was talking about it with this one guy. Like, it makes sense why we discard a lot of magic and like stuff is like witchy or stupid, like rocks and crystals and all that, because you know, people don't want you to believe in your power and the magic of life because of capitalism and greed and, you know, darkness, and there's all many things that want to push it so that you don't use it and like find your strength, you know, and are easily manipulated and stuff, you know, like, or they're scared, you know, or they feel powerless, so they don't, you know, it's defense mechanisms and things, like dealing with people, so like, but yeah, so it's like, of course they make fun of it, of course it's easily like roll your eyesy and it's like cringe, of course it is, because people are scared. Believing in things is scary. Of course, religion has a lot of bad associated to it. People take things and fuck them up. Of course, the most beautiful beaches get taken over by tourism. You know, like, duh. Like, it's sort of like if you give a mouse a cookie. Of course, people want popcorn at a movie. You know, like, I don't know. So, yeah. That's all I really have right now. That's all. I think of Devil Wears Prada when I think of that. If that makes you think of things too. Devil Prada, I don't know. I messaged this guy Well, I was going through my emails to delete stuff, and I was obsessively checking it to wait for this email response from this job that was emailing me. And then all of a sudden I see this email from April 8th from this guy that I used to talk to forever ago. My cousin's old friend, actually, and they used to do videos, goofy videos. They used to make goofy videos together. And then I just randomly started talking to him a long time ago, and then we were like sexting, which was really weird. And but we never hooked up or anything like that. I think we kissed like once, and I thought it was kind of weird. Because I kind of just see him as more of like a really interesting dark friend. I bet he would hate that, but also he knows that. And I just haven't talked to him in forever. But we have like really weird history too. Like I think one time randomly. Oh wow, it was weird because I don't know who. Yeah, it was him maybe that started it, and then there were two weird writing people that were like writers that were dark and kind of similar vibe and looking that I just started sexting, but like same thing, like that was it. And I had no interest in actually hooking up with them, but I liked like what they would write. Like they put you in their own like dark sexual book. I don't know. But one of them I was randomly going to meet in Florida while I was living in Florida. I don't know who. And, you know, I was just really interested in, I was really into like taking pictures of myself, trying to look cute. I don't know. It was so weird. And I was getting really high a lot. And I was lonely. Yeah, it was such a weird. But I stopped talking to him, and then I see this email from April 8th of this year, even though we hadn't talked in years and years and years. Really. And he edits videos, so I thought it'd be cool to talk to him. He was like, oh, maybe he can help me with my video stuff and edit them, because there's like, you know, a lot to edit here. Which is like using people, but I was just like, no, but it's like a mutual like thing, like team up, you know, team up, power in numbers. I don't know, like, and friendship's still like a valuable thing, and talking and conversing and sharing and whatever. But yeah, again, they might be offended about the lack of wanting to hook up with them, but you know, this is also why you have to have a problem with the friend zone people, because like that is something that should be respected. Like, just because someone doesn't really necessarily want to hook up with you doesn't mean that you should all of a sudden hate them or feel like they've wasted your whole time, because that's not true. And all forms of relationships are important, but I get when you want one thing and they don't, like, it hurts. I get that, you know. That's how I feel like my ex feels about me now, and it hurts and I hate it. And then I wonder if they ever like thought of me like that, if I've ever been like that, like, am I valuable in a sexual way? I really get that, and it really fucking stings. There's a lot of levels to it, I think, too. It's not like just cut and dry, you know, and it does change. Sometimes it was that, and then all of a sudden it's not that anymore, and that's okay, too. And you don't have to take it so personally. It's not like they never did, and it's not like all of a sudden you're just not sexy anymore. It's not like that. Just so y'all know. But that shit is like hard. That's a big topic too. It really is a big topic between incel and friend zone and yada yada and consent. And yeah, there's so much I could say about that actually. But, you know, I really do need to wrap it up here. God, my brain. So, and yeah, so I hit him up, and of course he hits me back within like the hour, even though it's been years. It's because I'm really, I sent some hot pictures, hello, and I'm cool. I don't know, and he's probably hella lonely because he always has. But it's hard when you're a dark introverted person. It is. But April 8th was just interesting too because there was this guy I randomly saw walking on St. Mary's, as I was mentioning, and he's walking his dog or whatever, and then I just decided to talk to him because he's cute, and his voice and just immediately reminded me of my ex, like, and then come to find out they both had moms that survived breast cancer, and this was this whole thing. And I randomly hooked up with that guy. His name was Chris, which is a whole other story. I don't know, just with that name. Synchronicities, man, I can't stop. Christmas, what's all this Christmas? I can't stop. And we hook up, and then he kicks me out because I got too drunk, which I was really mortified by, and then just did this walk of shame back to St. Mary's. But it was crazy how like that really did help me on so many levels. But I was trying to guess his birthday. This Chris guy that I hooked up with here, it was just not long ago when I first got here, back here, and his birthday was like the 13th or something, which is 2 days before mine, I think, something like that, which I thought was cool. So we're both Aries, like a couple days apart, and yeah, you realize like, am I an idiot too? Yes. And I'm telling him all this stuff too, and he's like, you hippie rubbish. He was like, I'll accept some of it, but most of it, rubbish. Which I was like, honestly, I respect that too. It was so good. We were like, God. But the first date, I guess, just because of like the number 8, was April 8th. And he was like, no, but that is a song. What is that song? And I was like, I don't know, but now I'm just interested. And then I realized that the song was Neutral Milk Hotel. They have a song called April 8th, which is funny because Neutral Milk Hotel I was randomly listening to a lot before I came here with this other guy. He's really into that band, and my friends. And they would sing Oh Comely a lot and play that, which is a great song. I think it's called Oh Comely. It's like, oh comely, na, na, na. Say what you want to say. Na, na, na. It's like very dark. The whole album is very dark. But that's why we like it. We were literally playing that around our friend's grave at this graveyard, low key, like 100% we did that. Me and my friend Jake, who is a Scorpio, November 8th. And so there's one April 8th coincidence. And then literally I'm walking St. Mary's and this other day, and there's just this card, right? I'm pretty... Somewhere I saw this card that this might have been... I can't remember now. I can't, because like I'm starting to get all my synchronicities mixed up. If it was that too, that's just even more crazy. Because there was this card. Was it a Pegasus? Or no, it wasn't a Pegasus card, because that would have been even crazier too, because I have a whole Pegasus thing. But I don't think, it just kind of looks like it. Because maybe there's a Pegasus on it, or maybe it's a unicorn. But it's definitely like, I think like a horse angel thing. And what is it? It's Archangel. If it's Archangel Michael, that's even crazier too. But I don't know if it is, because I saw something else about Archangel Michael, and that's my dad's name. And yeah, I could go on about that name, but either way, it was definitely like this angel card that I randomly got from a friend that I just had hanging in my room for a while. Same tarot deck angel card. But I can't remember what it was. And I don't know if that was the card I saw on St. Mary's or not, or if I just recognized maybe it was the same deck but a different angel, or if it was just an interesting card, sort of like it, but not. Maybe I just saw that card in a video and then I'll sign it in my room. Something like that. I just feel like I'm like in disbelief of how crazy it was though, and maybe it really was that same card that I had in my room. This Archangel card. And I remember too, it was like, there was like a title for the card, which was like creation or new idea, like a brand new idea, or new idea, something like that, and it being powerful and cool. And maybe that was the card. Either way, the card I just thought was cool and looked at it. I swear it really was that same card that I had in my room. And it was that someone had put it there on this trail, I guess for this guy that had just died, literally like 2 days ago. What was it? This was in November, I'm guessing. I feel like it was right around this like full moon or new moon. 2 days prior to me walking on this trail, that someone had died. So basically, it was like this person's name, which I totally can't remember. I feel bad. And uh, April 8th, 1930, 40, they definitely seemed a little older, to November 13th or whatever, something like that, which was right around what had just been like a full moon, like this really crazy intense one. And they had, I guess, died. And they were born on April 8th. April 8th was their birthday. And I just thought that was so trippy too, because it was like, oh, here comes April 8th again. And this person that had just died around this full moon 2 days ago, and you're looking at it on this card that you were drawn to. That I swear could have been the card that was like in my room. This tarot card, angel card. Just craziness. And then I was definitely seeing a lot of 111. I've been seeing a lot of those numbers, I have been. Not as much as I was before, but definitely still am. 333s and the stuff. It's hard though, because like once you start seeing them, it does start to feel like you see them more and more. But that's okay. Like maybe that just means you're just like totally like really on that path. As crazy as it is. I definitely feel like I tend to see them when I really feel like I need the guidance too. So it's cool. Psychology's trippy like that too. So like take it how you can. So that guy emailed me on April 8th, and so I just hit him back, and now he might edit my videos. I feel like it could be another cool sign. I think that's all I'm gonna say now. It's about an hour. Yeah. Everybody have a great day. Don't be afraid to look for signs that you're on the right path. Everything's gonna be alright. Truly, even if it feels like the end of the world. Somehow. And then I was just watching Supernatural, this like really cute episode right after like their like kind of dad dies, and then he's and he's sad, and this guy's like, hey, my family was gutted, and I just kept on going, and I said, I'm just gonna keep going through each week. If I make it through each week, make it through the next, but smile. Don't do it if you can't smile. Just fake it till you make it, kind of, but like, called it being professional, but just do it and smile, which is like just still trying to find the good in life. And in the end of the episode, this song comes on, and he likes it, and he sings to himself as the brother's asleep, and he's smiling. And now I need to find that song, and it's a really cute scene. Supernatural. The end. I'll get back to you on that song. You got this.